This morning at The Drum, we hosted our biggest breakfast event to date, in support of our Predictions 2017 supplements. We heard from the speakers on what they think will be the biggest marketing trends for this year.
So the big prediction for 2017 regarding data is 2017 is the year that data moves from back office to front office. What this means for data marketeers is it's new ways of working. We're working with people that we aren't used to working. So this is a new integrated way of working, an interdependent way of working, where we've got lawyers, compliance, creatives, and data scientists and analysts all working together.
My prediction for 2017 is that you're going to see an explosive growth in the amount of content that large brands are creating. There's a couple of reasons for this. Firstly, brands that struggle to differentiate themselves in the market, like insurance companies or banks, are really going to realize that creating interesting content or useful content for consumers is a great way to connect with them. And secondly, a lot of really large publishers have realized they can leverage their editorial team to create content for those brands, and they're going to be selling it hard.
Well, my big prediction of 2017 is that it's not the year of mobile. It's a bit of a butt of a joke for the last 10 years or so. But that's not a negative thing. It's because it's the evolution of mobile over the last 10 years or so. We now have data and cross-device partners in place to be able to identify people across multiple channels. And what marketing is really about is telling people a story all the way from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel. And linking those channels and those devices together is my big prediction of 2017.
So in a world where the main challenges for brands are signal, distance, and time, immersive technologies like virtual reality, augmented reality will be more and more adopted by brands in order to bring their clients into their fold, gives them an experience which is interactive, puts them in control, and makes them actually feel engaged in a much closer, much empathetic, and much emotional way with the modern brands.
So my big prediction for 2017 in the social analytics field is that social monitoring is really becoming global. Global in terms of what we are listening to, not only brands, but now we are listening to topics, issues, and consumers. So we are connecting to the society in real time. It's becoming global in terms of coverage. It's not only about Western world, but it's also Asia, and we have to adapt to the local specificities of each market. We are not using the same social networks in China, in Japan, than in the US or UK or France. And it's also becoming global inside the industry and the companies and inside the brands, where it's not only about communication now and digital communication, it's also about marketing and strategic marketing.
My big prediction for 2017 is we're going to move away from traditional audience targeting, i.e. creating an audience of 60 to 34 men or whatever else it happens to be, and move much more into real-time audience targeting, or what we would call consumer intent. So looking at people's behaviors and then targeting according to behaviors rather than to any categorization that we want to create around them.
So my big prediction for 2017 is that brands will start to understand how all of those new technologies like AR, VR, beacons, mobile, everything that pops up is really just another channel to a consumer, and they will start working on building a consistent single customer journey across all of those channels and technologies to reach their consumers at the right moment with a consistent message instead of every channel shouting their own separately. So we can all enjoy a much better brand experience with the brands that we interact with.
My big prediction for 2017 is that identity will become a marketing reality. Marketers are becoming more and more savvy about what data can and can't do for them. And so, for example, demographic data is largely available today and utilized in third-party data. But that is enough to plug some holes in data acquisition, but it's not enough to really tell the marketer a comprehensive story of their consumer as they move across devices, through consideration, to purchase, to loyalty and advocacy. So we'll see marketers move more to a first-party data approach, where they can actually have a unified single consumer view across the entire customer lifetime journey.
So my prediction for 2017 is that the transparency will be one of the keywords that we will hear much more about during the year. And it's in all senses of the word transparency. We believe in our company that all media will be traded on the basis of audiences. And that also means that data needs to be able to travel. So we need much more fluidity in the data. It needs to be able to wander from one database to another database without data privacy issues, without technical issues of losing data and valuable parts of the segments. So transparency is going to be big. It's going to mean real-time measurement of media and campaigns. It's going to be transparency of the targeting data that we're using all the time in digital media. We need to understand how many of the impressions that we actually buy are reaching the intended target groups, and we need to understand that real time in order to be able to optimize and make informed decisions.
My big prediction for 2017 is live video is really going to take off. I know it's been around for a while now, perhaps about 12 months or so, but both Twitter and Facebook and various other channels are really pushing hard in this space. So I think live streaming video on social channels is really, really going to take off. We're going to see a lot of brands using it in very interesting ways, and a lot of brands using it badly, if I know the marketing industry at all. But also online influencers like bloggers and Instagram stars who already have a presence are going to start finding ways to integrate live video into their own little media empires.
So big prediction for 2017 is around search becoming just far smarter. So Google are now optimizing more for local and for mobile search. There are 3 really important ingredients as part of that. So there's relevance, so making sure that the things that are important to the user and what they're searching for is there. Distance, making sure that things are empirically correct on a map so that we can find things. And prominence, making sure that you're standing out from the crowd. Reviews is really important there. I think the other big one is that it's about putting intelligence back. When we search, we're not looking for just one answer. We now get knowledge graphs, we now get insights, we get intelligence, and voice search is going to change everything this year. 20% of all search today is now voice. That's only going to grow. That means if I'm searching for my nearest Italian gluten-free restaurant, I'm going to get one result. You want to be top of the tree? You've got to optimize, you've got to get your data structured, and you've got to be able to push it out in a consistent and effective way.
So there you have it, 11 predictions for the year ahead. We'll have to wait and see which of these will dominate the drum's headlines in 2017.